Hey everyone, it's Blue Lizard Jello, and welcome back to Everything Possible. Look at those moves. Everything Possible in The Surge 2. We are still in a world that has been completely changed and altered by the nanite swarm that is now being, well, I guess in a sense run by Athena Guttenberg herself. She's become one with the swarm, and Jonah, her grandfather, wishes for us to try and help pull her out of that swarm. Before we go any further, we are in Gideon's Rock, just outside of the CREO Institute of Technology. As for my build, I'm using the exact same build because frankly I haven't had an opportunity to get to a new med bay yet, But honestly, I'm enjoying this build. I think it looks kind of fun and the weapons are very interesting and very unique, but we're going to be picking up some new gear today that we'll be swapping out either towards the end of this episode or in the next one. But as a refresher, I am using the General's ACU version 2.0 as well as the AID Type 11 Overseer. We'll be getting a direct massive upgrade to this later on. For armor, I have the Polaris Headgear, Liquidator Body, the Urban Arms, and the Scarab Legs, so I'm not getting any partial set bonus, just a really cool and functional piece of equipment. For implants, I have Metavoltaic Injection, Unyielding Stabilizers, Super Oxygenating Injection, Deflection Supercharger, we got this in the last episode, 30% extra damage after a deflection is huge. The Adrenal Harvester, Antitoxic Array, which I will be swapping out here in just a moment, the Directional Block Analyzer, Omni Health Observer, and the Kinetic Inject Charger. In fact, you know what? Let me change this out and I'll be right back with you. And I think just because I had the core power to sustain it, I believe the Rig Capacitor XL will be a nice addition, preventing the decay of 2 batteries. Very good. Well, in Gideon's Rock, we're not going to be doing a whole lot more other than just running right through it, but if you want to farm, there are a lot of the nanite beasts here for some really good Mark 7 materials, but also the Jaguar enemies, those enemies that can turn invisible, those have also been upgraded and infected with nanites, so you can get more of the Chrysalis gear. You can also get the infected Rainfall, which we will be collecting before we leave, and they also have the Mark 7 materials, so very, very good for farming.
You see now, don't you? Nothing can stop me now. I've joined with the nanites. Hear my call. We will shatter the prison they built to contain us.
So Athena has joined with the nanites, and she is now responsible for that giant snake-like or serpentine nanite monster. Very interesting. Right up there we have one of the... Ooh, you know what? I am going to go for this guy just because I do still need the Chrysalis head and the body. But we'll be able to get the Rainfall a little bit later, once we get near the end. Let's make sure we get up nice, close and personal, get that Chrysalis Headgear, and that's about as far as we'll get. Beautiful. Getting some good Mark 7 materials at that. And now we're going to ignore the rest of these nanite creatures, and of course this infected Gaia statue, so we'll just kind of run Serpentine and then dodge right back. I do have this med bay up here. I'll probably rest here just to set my spawn point a little bit closer, just in case something happens. Notice that all of the hunters are now gone, although we're joined by another familiar face, but frankly doesn't have a lot of information for us.
Oi, hello again. Haven't I seen you before? Just moved here from Port Nixon. And the world might be going to hell in a handbasket, but at least old Gideon's back where he belongs, eh?
We don't get a whole heck of a lot of information from Mortimer Gideon, but considering he is now located in Gideon's Rock, perhaps this is his namesake's region? Could very well be. Like I said, not going to do anything here, just resting to set my spawn point. Do have a lot of consumable tech scrap that we'll be able to pull from here very soon. But Hawk did leave us a message, so let's start listening to this as I take on the next couple of Jaguar enemies.
Left you a little message just in case. Me and the boys have hit the road. There's nothing left for us now that the creatures kicked the bucket. I'd watch out for those other hunters if I were you, by the way. Those loons are a lost cause. Anyway, I'm sure we haven't seen the last of you. What's the saying again? You always meet twice in life? Oh, and don't even think we forgot about your debts. You owe us big time, bucko.
Right, so that message was left for us. It seems like we may have gotten this out of order because Hawk is telling us, hey, don't forget, you do owe us a debt. Well, we've already paid that debt by visiting him in the Seaside Court. But there it is, that's what I was looking for, the Infected Rainfall. One-handed weapon dealing 139 damage, 18 impact, 107% attack speed. Nice quick weapon. 65% energy gain, 85% stamina consumption, and 34 nanite damage. Already a Mark 6. Not too bad, not too bad. Indeed, back to the ACUs. And this enemy sadly doesn't have really anything we need, so I think we'll just go for, tell you what, we need the leg pieces, we'll go for the leg here. Watch the unblockable slam move. Nice deflection, that ought to do it. There's the cut. Now the biggest change here is that right up ahead, we do have a nanite beast waiting in the wings, so let's get out of the way from him. Start dealing some damage. There's a good deflection. Now, I could get the cut here, but what I like to do, well, I didn't quite do it. What I wanted to say was what I like to do is get them to just a sliver of health and then perform the cut. That way I get the kill instead of just the cut animation, because as you know with these beasts, if you cut off a limb and they still have health left, you still have to finish the job. Right, let's just top off our health. And might as well store some charges in my super oxygenating injector, and let's head to Cloud 9. We have a couple more quests to pick up. We should be getting a pop-up there. Now, fast travel is available, connects all safe zones. You need to activate them in order to use them, though. So let's run up here quickly before I talk to anyone else. Head up this lifter, and this tube right here is going to allow fast travel to our different safe zones once we've unlocked them. So once we get to Seaside Court, you'll see we can just zip right back and forth. Really convenient fast travel. But notice it's a much somber tone in Cloud 9 Bar. DJ Tala is no longer playing his music. He doesn't have anything new for us. Harold is here, or at least his consciousness has switched over to this body, but no new information. I could rest at the med bay. One thing that has changed is that Lowball is now going to carry another piece of the Angel 6, this time the Headgear schematic. Definitely will be picking that up. And Kyle Baxter finally has a quest for us.
If we keep playing God,
did you see what happened
Judgment
outside?
Day will come.
We need to team up. Do something big. Something shocking. Something that matters. Because it's the right thing to do. The world is falling into utter chaos, and nobody's doing a damn thing except for you. I've heard the stories. All of them. And I love a good story. Everyone in Jericho is talking about you. Some call you a hero. Others think you're a mass-murdering lunatic. Heck, you're probably both. But at least you stand up to those children of the spark. At least you do something. I admire that. It's what Iron Mouse always tried to do. This town needs a symbol now. Someone who stands up for what's right. Well, duh. Of course. Countless times. Just to be sure, film props count, don't they? I had 20 weeks of stunt boot camp for Iron Mouse versus Carbon Cat. That was great in that movie, by the way. You're on your way to the Cathedral of the Spark, aren't you? Suits me just fine. Those crazy cultists won't even see me coming. And I mean that literally. I'll sneak in like a shadow, and together we'll mop the floor with those miscreants. Huh. Miscreants. That's a good word. I should use it more often. Iron Mouse has a lot of iconic lines. After all, I had the best writers in the biz. My favorite is tough as iron, quiet as a mouse. I wrote that one myself.
So now we get to join Iron Mouse on a crazy adventure to the Cathedral of the Spark, but we're going to have to make our way there first. But we have a few places to explore now that the world has changed. Dan, still just living life as usual.
This is it.
Notice that Jordan is now gone. Over here, Yoko and her friend still just want to party. It's interesting to me that people with exosuits are now starting to show up, but there's nothing you can do with them. We're going to see more when we get to Seaside Court, but we do have this plainclothes individual who does have a quest for us. This is Officer Klein.
Oh, hello. Have we met? Since that damn thing in the sky exploded, things in Jericho City have gone from bad to worse. Help? Yeah, there's none on the way. We're screwed 6 ways till Sunday. Yeah, tell me about it. An elderly couple hired me to escort them through the city, but we were ambushed and my guys came down with radiation poisoning. I heard there were a lot of mercs at this party, so I thought I might be able to hire some tough guys to help me out. Yeah, fat chance of that. All the hunters are either drunk out of their skulls or dead. And that Welsh chick? Don't even get me started. Real pain in the butt.
Seems like no one really likes Yoko. And what I understand is that her men, the people that were with her that came down with radiation poisoning, are likely the ones that we had to retrieve medicine for that Dr. Sorensen was treating at Gateway Bravo.
Thank God. I don't know what I would have done without you. My clients have been incommunicado for hours now. In their last message, they kept rambling on about a zebra. Can you imagine? They must have lost their damn minds. They are out there in the city center. God knows what living hell they are going through right now. So that's my pitch. Everyone knows you, if not by name, at least by reputation. Maybe you can do what I can't.
And you know what? It turns out we actually know where there's a zebra.
Nothing good about it, sadly. Bye.
So we have to save a lost couple somewhere in the city center. Let's start making our way towards the city center and see what's changed. Spoiler alert. It's a lot. The goal for this episode is not to make any real progress with the story itself, but to simply explore the corrupted Jericho City downtown. This could get a little bit lengthy, but I find that for areas that are confusing, if I break them up, it just leads to more confusion.
It's me again, partner. Come by my hideout in the underground. See you soon.
So I'd rather highlight everything that's changed instead of trying to piecemeal together over a couple of episodes. Alright, let's see. What do we have here? Let's just go for the head. Why not? There it is. You can see even just the palette has changed. But we can see a lot of nanite structures floating around. Things have come crashing down. We do have some enemies. I'm going to start killing some of them. Most of them are pretty basic. And we'll just listen to this quick audio tape.
Get out of here at once. Ungrateful yuppie. I built this ruddy place with my own hands. Now I can't even sleep in the foyer, eh?
Go back to Port Nixon and fry your brain with the blue sparkle or whatever it is you do. Nobody's gonna take pity on you at Cloud 9. We got a party to run.
So talking to Mortimer Gideon, our friend that we just ran into again, talking about how he built this place. So he was certainly involved in the construction of at least something here in Jericho City. There we go, good deflection. Watch all the nanite though. Make sure we get our collectibles. Notice we're getting some fairly low-level materials here, but we'll be fixing that rather shortly. We've already seen these barriers before, but we're going to see a lot more of them, these corrupted structures. It's going to be a little while before we get the power to destroy those, but this one, you can kind of see right behind it, there is a vending machine that will work as a vendor. I know, a vending machine selling things, who would have thought, once we can break that corrupted structure. You saw that I accidentally went up that lifter line, but I came back down to kill the enemies and show off a couple things, such as this mag lift that is currently magnetically sealed, as well as that vending machine. So we're gonna get a shortcut back to that mag lift in a little bit. But first, let's take the lifter line up, and let's prepare for a number of battles. We have one enemy here. Let's see what he has for us. Would like to get his weapon. Oh, that was a bit of a nasty hit. Let's go for his right arm. Watch the nanite attack. Oh, and we are temporarily stunned. Don't want him dying on us if we can help it. There we are. Good hit. Let's grab it. And that is the infected plasma auger. This is a single rigged weapon, 276 damage, 24 impact, 90% attack speed, 70% energy gain, and 116% stamina consumption, and just an absolutely beautiful looking weapon. But despite the nanite particles floating off of it, no nano damage. A little bit surprising there. That's okay. Now we are going to find a lot, and I do mean a lot of Omni cells. I'm going to reserve them because I already have a stack of 999, and I'll be using my laser pistol quite a bit in this episode, so I will have these to fall back on if I really need them. Now let's grab this very interesting audio log here in this nanite swarm, and let's give this a listen as we descend.
Warren. Why won't you cooperate? Am I not? Am I really supposed to believe any of that BS? Believe what you want, prick.
Oh, but I do, Warren. I really do. For example, right now, I believe that you'll be in terrible pain once I press this button under my desk.
You bastard! I'll get you back for this.
Threatening an officer of the law, are you? You've been keeping a lot of secrets since that CREO incident.
Yeah, whatever. You got nothing on me and you know it. AID has messed with the wrong guy this time.
Well, got the kill there accidentally. But this room right here is particularly dangerous if you just charge in here without thinking. As you just saw, another enemy has just dropped down to join the fight. We would like that weapon if we can. Let's see, what can we do here with this codename Moonlight enemy? There's the cut. Shouldn't be too much valuable gear there. All right, circling around. Thought maybe we would be able to get the backstab. Top off our Omni cells. One thing I wanted to do is actually make sure that my loot scan is favored, because we're going to be using this to collect loot as we go, because there's going to be a lot of enemies. There we go, beautiful. And what do you have for us? There we go. There's another good weapon for us. Watch it, careful now. There's the cut. Perfect, and let's see, we are still looking for the chest of the chrysalis, so gotta watch out for that infected piece. Nice clean cut, and then we're gonna take a look at this room because there is a little bit going on here. There we have the Defrag Scorcher. That's what I was hoping to get. Single rigged weapon, 236 damage, 24 impact, 104% attack speed, 95% energy gain, 105% stamina consumption, and 38 fire damage. And again, I just think some of these infected and defragged weapons look so absolutely cool. This room has a ton of Omni cells, and I do mean a ton. Look at them just surrounding the statue, all in the corners. Lots and lots of good stuff. But take a look as we go just above. We have a couple of enemies waiting for us. We also have a lifter line going all the way up there. That room directly up there that we'll be heading to in just a moment is going to have the next weapon that was part of the future shock weapons. That's going to be the EFH, or the engine from hell. This is going to be the way forward, so of course we are going to avoid that like the plague for now. And instead, if you want to stack some nanite defense, I don't blame you. A lot of it going up these stairs. Oh, by the way, you may have already missed it, but going down the stairs directly opposite, I did break through a crate and got a cache of advanced tech. But there's a large pile of metal scrap. Let our nanite cool down just a little. Hop through here, and then we have the lifter line going up, but we do have these two enemies. What I like to do is just use my lace pistol to take them out. And if you haven't noticed already, and I don't think I've mentioned it, the lace pistol can dismember limbs. So if you notice, taking them out by cutting off that arm is going to give us that leg schematic, or not leg schematic, but the materials over there. And since this guy has an infected arm, might as well cut that off for some really good materials. There we are. I have no problem using all those Omni cells because I have so many down there to refill. And this, you can make that jump, but also if you want, just to be safe, you can jump up into the ledge here. Get this cache of advanced tech. There is some good leg materials and more Omni cells. Collect it all, and I didn't even have to go over here. I could have just used my loot scanner module. But now, let's go to this lifter hook. And there's the enemy here. If you don't have this installed, this DLC installed, then you won't have this enemy here, or you will have this enemy, but he won't have the engine from hell. So if you don't see him with this weapon, check your DLC, since that was a free update. There is the cut, and this weapon is just so cool. The engine from hell. Heavy duty weapon, 244 damage, 28 impact, and 92% attack speed, 80% energy gain, and 150% stamina consumption. And I just love the look of this weapon. Absolutely hilarious, even if heavy weapons are not really my thing. You just can't hate the engine from hell. But prying open these doors, this is something that we've been waiting to unlock ever since we got to Cloud 9. Run all the way down to the end, down the mag lift. We have a few boxes here, and once we break through the rest of these crates, that door automatically opens, and here we are back at the Babylon Gardens Hotel, and there's the entrance to Cloud 9. Just a really nice way of bypassing a lot of those lower level enemies. So let's just make our way back up over to the room where we just got the engine from hell. Let's use our force hook to zip line down. And let's just get some jumps as much as we can over some of these nanites. Oh, just barely avoided the proc. And we're gonna grab just one of these Omnicells to top off and get 10 per. Okay, so here's an enemy here. Might as well go for the right arm. And we don't even have to get the full kill with the laser pistol. Get some really good gear. I am gonna start letting some of that gear build up and just use my loot scanner. In this porta potty, we do have a large pile of metal scrap. And then we can open up this door, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the next enemy, and then we'll go back and we will refill our Omnicells. Like I said, I like to leave them for a reason. Okay, let's break this shield. Nice charge attack there. Still not breaking that shield. Guess it's because I'm somehow missing it. Watch it. Don't get caught in that. And he's actually about to kill himself, actually. Well, I'm not going to get the cut there. That is all right. I'm going to leave those here. And let's see. What can we have? We still need that chrysalis body. And let's go for the leg. Still need lots and lots of leg materials in order to upgrade. So if you're trying to understand the lay of the land, this is where we first fought those urban enemies early on. In fact, this used to be a nice shortcut all the way back to the medbay just outside of JCPD, now blocked by this nanite scrap. Enemy here. There we go. In fact, I would like to, well, I'm not going to get a cut here. Go for the right arm. That's the best thing to do in this case. Using my laser pistol in combination with these deflections, making very, very short work of these enemies. Okay, bring him to me. Then we'll go ahead and use my loot scanner module just to make sure we get everything. Using those iframes to avoid the nanite damage. There we are. And let's see what our loot scan collects for us. Just loads and loads of materials. Right, let's backtrack just a little bit just to top off our laser pistol. Once again, just grabbing a single container. That's why they're here. So up there, we've already collected the implant, so there's nothing left for us in there. More Omnicells waiting for us, and then we have this enemy right here, which this is going to have another Defrag Scorcher if you didn't collect it last time. But I would like to, let's just go for the leg. Oh, in fact, looks like, there we go. Break it, and then just charge up there for the cut. Another enemy off to our right. Good deflection. There we go, good clean cut. And let's listen to this while I go kill one more enemy. This is the Children of the Spark. This one is really intriguing.
I can't stand this much longer. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. There. You don't need to worry about anything. Here, take this. Wow. A whole iron bar? I can't just accept this, mister. Of course you can. Now, come with me. There's much more where that came from at the cathedral. I'm Truman. Who are you? Call me Eli. I'll take care of you now.
We just listened to an audio log of Brother Eli and Truman meeting for the first time when they were very, very young. So we'll actually get more information about their family as we continue to go. Now, before we go on, this pit right here, believe it or not, is actually not a death sentence. If you drop down there, there is an achievement for it, but it will also respawn you into the underground. I don't want to go down there just yet. That's going to be an episode in and of itself. We'll be taking the zip line here shortly, but before we do that, I want to get that item right there, and then I want to just kind of finish off clearing this extra section out, and then we'll go back up topside and clear out the capital square, which is now known as Calamity Square. Now, before we go on, that item behind me, that loot pyramid, is just a leg pneumatics adapter implant. We have already collected this before. The leg pneumatic adapter actually came from the drones in, or just outside of Capital Square in the early game. If you're a completionist, and you're watching this likely because you are, you need that. You can supposedly jump to it from up there. I've never had any luck. What I have had luck doing is just this. Just running along the outside, taking some nanite damage. It's going to happen. But there it is. Just becomes a Mark II circuitry because we already had it. And then to get back, we just want to carefully make our jumps here. Okay, good. We made it with only a single proc of the nanite damage. Not too bad at all. Here is the Shady Doctor's office, excuse me. Might as well just use his free med station. And then out here, a lot more nanite activity. We're not going to be able to go any way through here in order to get back to the main part of Jericho. But we do have some very tough enemies. Level 7 AID, and we also have a level 8 over there with the Judge. We still need to collect some of the Cerberus gear. In fact, let's just take a look and see what we have. Still need the body gear of the Chrysalis. Then as far as the Cerberus goes, all we have is the arms. So we need the head, the chest, and the legs. Let's go for, well, that's just going to be aid gear, it looks like. No, that is actually Cerberus. So you know what, let's go for the arm here. At least pull him. Now the other one is linked, so he is going to come at the same time. So we might have to end up dealing with him first, which is okay. Just using my super oxygenating injector. I'm going to go for the head on this one. And we missed that. That's unfortunate because we do need to get 2 deflections in order to take him out. There it is. Okay, we at least blocked it. That's good. And we should get the cut here soon. There it is. Perfect. Really good materials here. Interesting that we didn't get the schematic. Not really sure why that happened. Okay, let's try again on this enemy. Deal with the shield first. And it looks like we're probably not going to get it. That's okay. There's more enemies and we can always come back here and farm if we had to. As I said, no way to just get back from here, and lots of nanite damage if you stand in there. Do have an enemy kind of waiting off to the wings here. Nothing special, no gear that we really need. Might as well just top off here. If you remember, this is where we got the Manslayer implant a while back. Feels like it's been forever. That was hiding right over there in that corner. Yeah, let's top off all of our injections. Why not? And then inside here, make sure we grab some more Omnicells that have dropped. Be very careful. There's another enemy there. We do have some more off kind of behind us. And let's see. Let's go for the body this time around. Watch the shield. I'm just going to wait for another deflection like that one. And get the cut before the nanites kill him. Okay, there's the schematic for the body gear at least. Up there, there's going to be a boss fight. We will be taking out that boss here in this episode. It's a boss that we fought, well, actually 3 different times already, but we'll be able to fight one more form up there. In fact, we need to in order to complete Officer Klein's quest. And let's go for the leg gear on this enemy. Just going for the leg gear, just for the materials. I'm going to turn my gear lights on in just a moment. There we are. More Omni cells if we need them, although it looks like they are still empty. And still no infected chest, unfortunately. That's alright, we can still go for the materials. Good, good. And let's see, what can we get on you? How about... let's actually go for the weapon on you, because this is a fantastic weapon. You see, this is a level 9 enemy, so we are going to have to deflect twice in order to get that deflection, which is fine. Totally doable. There's one. Get one more, and then we should be able to get the cut nice and clean. There. Oh, good. We still got it, even though we got the kill outright. that can happen. We got the Infected Type 4 Authority. This weapon is a beast. Already at Mark 7, 287 damage, 24 impact, 90% attack speed, 55% energy gain, 110% stamina consumption, and 28 nano damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to unfavorite the Overseer and favorite this, because we are going to be playing around with this infected baseball bat quite a bit. We got just a small pile of tech scrap, and in here we have another implant that just becomes a Mark IV because we already had it. And even though we could go here, and we will in just a moment, what I want to do is backtrack and show you the alternate way of getting in here, because we could be hopping down from that building. Not that there's really any reason to go about it that way as opposed to this way, but I just want to show how everything connects here. So just back inside the warehouse, take this lifter line. Heading back over here just to look over the shady doctor's hut. You can see no way of going in or around that. In here, no more enemies, and then you could, if you wanted, just drop right in. You could even drop onto this storage container. You could bypass some of the enemies or even get a really nice drop attack on that level 9 enemy. That's about the only reason why you do it. So here in Calamity Square, look at all the activity. We have nanite beasts, we have some high level enemies, some low level enemies, but up here we also have a boss battle. This is where we're going to fight the Delver Gamma. This is going to mimic phase 3 of the original Delver fight, just in a slightly smaller arena. Before we go in there though, let's take out all of these enemies, and let's see, take you out with just some quick headshots, and let's get, let's see, that nanite beast's attention. Bring him right into the fold. I'm going to use my ACU because he is immune to nanite damage. Okay, just start dealing some good damage. There's the cut. That'll give us some good Mark 7 tungsten alloy. And you know what? I'm just going to use my loot scan just in case I've missed anything along the way. Doesn't quite look like it. Now, right up there, we do have another of the nanite beasts. So what I want to do is pull this guy first. Do I have anything to gain from you? I'll just go for your leg. I'm going to pull you over here. Any of the ranged enemies, it's a good idea to attack them, get their attention, then hide. That way they don't continue just to try and shoot you. If I'm not careful, he's going to end up killing himself with the nanites. There's the cut. And in order to bait that nanite beast, since we can't actually target him, what you can do is just go right inside there, and he'll just appear. Okay, back up. Let him do that move. Some good damage here. And I'm just going to finish him off with my laser pistol because I don't want to get all the enemy's attention. Looks like we did get one of them, and that's fine. And I'm going to go for the legs here again. There we are. Good, good. Killing all these enemies. I'll worry about looting here in a moment. And we'll definitely go for his right arm. That's what I'm thinking. Ooh, got the kill. Completely unintentional. Let's just mop up using my loot scan. There is at least a leg here, so it looks like we accidentally got his leg cut. That's all right. So another level 7 enemy, couple level 4s, or at least one level 4. And let's see. Oh, there is the chrysalis body. That's what I've been hoping for this whole time. Bring him right in. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to charge in there. Single attack. Get the cut. Great. And we're going to go for the head on this enemy. Hopefully get the Cerberus headgear. I know this other enemy's coming in, so let's just let him do his thing. He's nice and slow with the codename Moonlight. That actually worked out very, very nicely that he put his melee weapon away. And let's see. Go for the chest gear. Why not? Perfect. And let's mop up again using my loot scan module. There is the chrysalis body gear, as well as the Cerberus headgear. Perfect. All is going according to plan. Now, normally this is where we were able to get to Aid Command and Gateway Bravo, but you can see it is now blocked off. We still do have access to the med station down here, as well as the underground. This underground will connect into Aid Command, but you really don't have very far that you can get inside there, so I wouldn't waste your time in respawning all the enemies. Still haven't even touched that med station. But what we do have here, before we go fight that boss, is this lifter line right here. That is the boss arena, and guess what? There is the zebra. I pointed it out kind of nonchalantly once before as we took down that zip line. That is the zebra that the couple was talking about, and that wall right behind that loop pyramid, that's where Delver Gamma, is going to appear. But now that we can take all of the zip lines, let's take this one back across. And this is going to be that shortcut back to Babylon Gardens. Here we have the EMP Starfish module. Let's go ahead and blow that. That's going to unlock this zip line, as well as the mag lift right here. Perfect. All right, well, let's make our way back. It is time to fight Delver Gamma. As I already mentioned, this is going to be the phase 3 of the Delver fight, so my recommendation is not to try and get the deflections on him, but rather just make that long-range sliding attack, do some charge attacks to break the armor, and then just getting in a few hits and backing up. I'll be using my oxygenating injector for the extra stamina consumption, and while I could drop down in there, I'll take just a little bit of fall damage, so I would much rather just take the extra second just to run back. It really and truly is not far. A little bit of scrap along the way. In here, in the central plaza, this is the entire arena. There are some nanite clouds, though, or some nanite particles on the ground you have to watch out for, so we need to be very careful. I'm going to preemptively use that, charge in, grab that loop pyramid, and then just run back and get ready for the fight. Get in there, nice charge attack to begin. There we go, already broke that arm. And when he's doing these melee attacks, my goal is just to run away, try and bait this attack right here, get nice and far, charge attack, a couple attacks in, and then just back up. Notice I am going to take some contact nanite build up just by being close. That's okay. Make sure that you have enough charges of your healing of choice. That fire also will cause some buildup, so be careful there. Let's go for the head this time. Plenty of space. Okay, run away. Let's use our oxygenating injector again. Okay, we're a little bit too close for him to do the slide attack, so let's just back up. There we go. Okay, got a little bit greedy there with my hits, but it actually worked out very nicely. You can see we're almost already at halfway. Just keep stocked up on all of your healing items. Make sure that you're getting those pre-charges in anytime you can. Good, good. Under half now. Watch the fire damage. Just slowly get out of the way here. This is going remarkably well, though. Watch the slide attack. Oh! That is the problem. That can happen. Time to back up. We're going to take some immediate nanite damage as soon as he gets even close to us, or we get close to him, I should say. Good. One more good volley ought to do it. Just walk out of the way, kind of list lazily to the left, as they say. Tell you what, let's finish him off with our brand new weapon here. Why not? Okay, that did not quite do it. That's all right. One more is going to do it. You can see it takes 5 deflections in order to stun him. Honestly and truly, just not worth it. And there we have it. Delver Echo Gamma defeated. We get the Deflection Hardener Implant. The Deflection Hardener Implant. Core power consumption of 250 defense and 350 elemental defense after you directionally block an attack. This game is so well suited for building around those directional blocks. It's hard to imagine not using it. I know I did an episode or 2 without using it, but frankly, I struggled. But once Delver Gamma is defeated, this door's gonna open, and this is the couple that Officer Klein was talking
Is it
about.
really gone? Thank God. You killed that beast.
Without you, we'd be dead.
Oh God. You saved us. I thought we were goners for sure. Hiding. We escaped that beast by the skin of our teeth. I wish that goddamn search and rescue officer had even half your guts. First she abandoned her team, then she abandoned us. We were outmanned and outgunned. We ran like hell, hoping to make it out alive. Deep down, I know she couldn't have helped, all things considered. Still, I would have appreciated her trying a bit harder. Or at all.
Jose doesn't make it sound like Officer Klein really did a whole lot to help. Now, I don't really recommend this next bit, and no, I'm not going to kill them, but if you want just a little bit more scrap for your trouble, you could tell him that, well, you could at least show some gratitude.
Oh, of course. Here, take some tech scrap. That's all I have. I wish that goddamn search and rescue officer...
Yeah, most certainly not worth it. Trust me. Feel kind of icky. But now we can return to Officer Klein, which we'll do in just a little bit. But before we do that, let's continue on. Through the wall that the Delver had broken down, get another small pile of metal scrap, and we have another audio log, and I'm going to listen to that while we go and attack these spark aspirants as they listen to Crazy Celeste.
Forget it, boys. We're not gonna make it out here. The nanites can't be stopped.
Yeah? Then what are you gonna do? Hide away in your fallout shelter like the elites? Bad news, we can't afford shit!
If we'd only stayed in prison, we could have fixed the old police repellent.
The old police repellent? Wait, of course!
Boys, that's brilliant! Follow me! We're going back to prison.
Back to prison. So people are talking about the old police repeller. In fact, our good friend Warren, even though we're not going to see him in this episode, he's going to be asking us for that exact same thing, the repeller coil, which is going to involve us going back to prison. We unlocked this shortcut quite a while ago. In fact, no longer is it a shortcut. It's actually the only way to proceed. Careful, that is still a death drop. But in these back alleys, things have also changed. Look at that drop. That is not a drop you can fall into. I tested it, so you don't have to. Don't fall down there expecting to wake up in the underground. In the welder's block, we do have a number of enemies, so let's just make sure we get as many clean kills as we can, doing enough damage to kill them outright, which is just fine. We are now going to see a lot of these Celeste holograms dotted around, and many of the children of the Spark are just going to stand around and worship it, which gives you the opportunity either to sneak on by or to get the drop on them. Now, let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's get the kill here with the head. And then with this enemy, it's going to be a nice quick kill as well. Yep, got the nanite killed. That's all right. Most of these holograms have the option to turn them off. If you turn them off, it will get the individual's attention and they'll either start looking for you or they'll start patrolling, but you can also turn them on and get their attention. Inside this crate, we have another large pile of tech scrap. We're just gonna loop around nice and slowly because a number of enemies. This one right here, you can see it is off, but they're standing around worshiping it. But what you can do is actually turn it on, and not only is it gonna turn on the hologram, but since you can see they're standing in a bit of water, whoops, and they'll slowly die. But I actually don't want them to die because one of them has a weapon that I would really like to get. Except looks like I was a bit too late in that. That's okay, we'll have another opportunity to get that here in a bit. Let's just collect it all.
Ronan squad, assemble. Shield's death shall be avenged.
Leave no stone unturned. This isn't a job, it's destiny.
This enemy always likes to just walk right into the nanites and just slowly kill himself. You know what? Let him. Why not? We just saw a message from the Ronan squad. We're going to be running into them very, very shortly. A very dangerous elite group of the Jaguars that we fought in Gideon's Rock. We're going to be ambushed by them a few times over. So here we have some more of the Children of the Spark worshipping, or at least listening to the Celeste statue. But if we turn this off, they'll start doing their own thing, which is good because it allows us to separate them. Now what I want is to get this guy's attention. Perfect. Get a nice quick kill on him. And then we're gonna back up. You can see there's an engineer. Notice the slash brand on this enemy looks a little bit different than what we're used to. And you guys know that I love my slash brand, so I would like to get this if at all possible. He is just not willing to attack first, it seems. Okay, that's gonna be some damage. He's being rather stubborn. There it is, there's the cut. Let's go kill that engineer nice and quick like. He does not have a new weapon, so I don't care about getting a nice quick kill on him. Oh, and it turns out we didn't get the arm cut, so I still have to work on getting the infected slash brand, a really, really cool weapon. It's not gonna be this one though. That's just a normal slash brand. So we're just gonna get some tungsten alloy. So you can see over there, we are almost at Seaside Court. Let's just get a nice drop attack on this enemy. Kill him with the nanites, fine by me. I'm gonna use my loot scanner just to make sure that I've mopped up. So we can take the bridge in, but if we wanted to go topside, notice the bridge is now destroyed. We do still have the option of using the lifter hook down here by the audio log we got that was talking about Liz and Warren. I don't really have any need of going up there because we're not going in Seaside Court right now. In fact, we're not gonna go in this episode at all. One more enemy waiting off in the wings. Let's see what he has for us. Good, he has an infected left arm. I can take that. Oh, actually, no, I do want the slash brand. Change of plans. Back up. Hopefully that was enough for the cut. And there it is, the infected slash brand. I adore this weapon. Double duty weapon, 250 damage, 19 impact, 105% attack speed, 70% energy gain, 140% stamina consumption with 23 nano damage. I only wish that Deck 13 would consider nerfing the stamina usage, because as fun as these weapons are, with how much stamina it takes, it's really just not that practical. Do be careful here, we have some sludge, but I want to get this loot pyramid, just some large tech scrap. Don't get poisoned though. And this is where we need to be extremely cautious. In here is where we're going to be ambushed by the Ronan squad for the first time, but we also have new and improved infected drones. So I'm gonna get their attention with my lace pistols. We can get this one. I'm gonna switch over to the ACU, do some damage on the leg here. They do have a new weapon for us. Let's see if we can get it first try. Oh, that was interesting, using my new slash brand. Okay, we blocked that. That one is a very, very tough one to get a directional parry on. In fact, I have not successfully gotten it yet. And there it is, we did get the weapon first try. The infected Tase Grips. Twin rigged weapons, look at the damage, 292. Already at Mark 7, 14 impact, 90% attack speed, 55% energy gain, 90% stamina consumption, and 32 nanite damage. I think we're going to punch around a little bit with these because they're just so fun. Now that enemy, see if we can pull him. I would like to kill him before we get ambushed. See if we can soften him up with a grenade. No, not quite. How about a Molotov? There we go, that'll work. And he's still coming this way. Let's see if we can get a directional. That one does have quite the delay on it. Yeah, you can see I'm just absolute rubbish at getting that one. Bring him back here. I don't want to fight him and the Ronan squad, that's for sure.
Submit, citizen.
And just go for the kill. Perfect. Once we're in there, there are going to be 3 Ronans that attack us. Once we kill a single one, they are going to dissipate. The other 2 are going to run away. What I like to do is run in and then immediately go onto the bridge and kind of give them a little bit of a choke point. So let's use a super oxygenating and just charge in. Go, 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 go.
Ronan squad, target locked.
Swarm and terminate.
And let's see what we want to go for.
General.
Let's go for the head on this enemy. Careful. Good deflection. There's the cut. Perfect. So we're going to get one, then the others are going to run away. I am almost ready to fall off.
Fall back.
And it looks like he just wanted to get one more hit just for good measure. Now that is a bit disheartening. Luckily, that loot should be mine just by using my loot scan. There we are. We get the Ronan Headgear Schematic. We'll be able to collect this. In fact, I'm going to show you an enemy here very shortly that will be farmable for this armor. Otherwise, we do get ambushed a couple more times, and there's even a chest that will contain the rest of the schematics much later on in the game if you miss out on anything. But the partial set bonus allows us to carry 5 additional Omni cells, which we've already seen before with the Jaguar gear, but the full set bonus, horizontal charge attacks with one-handed weapons, gain increased range. So pair this with something that already seems to have increased range, like the Rainfall or the Eterna, which we're going to get an upgraded Eterna here soon. That set bonus is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Right. Now, let's make sure we get all of our charges back. Might as well use that up, why not? Once you get ambushed for the first time, this audio log will drop. Let's give this a listen as we kill a few more of those drones.
Ronan squad has located the assassin. Local gene print is a perfect match. We have numerical superiority and the element of surprise. Engage and terminate. On my mark, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So we are clearly the mark that the Ronan squad was sent to destroy. And let's go back to the ACUs since we're going to be fighting some more nanite enemies. And let's see. Don't want to get ambushed here because we do have 2. That one does have 2, interestingly enough, shields, so we're going to have to block twice in order to get a deflection. Come this way. And we missed the first one. Okay, there's one, so you do have to definitely, like I said, delay that block. Okay, good. We got the kill nice and clean. Let's get this one's attention. Just block whenever they come at you like that. Good. Good deflection.
Do not resist.
Get the cut. It really doesn't make him any less dangerous. Back up. And there's the kill. Mop up using our loot scan. Perfect. So by now you ought to recognize where we are. Over here, this is where the JCPD med station is, as well as a way to get right back to the prison. But since we're over here, we can now finally use the zipline that Warren used at the very beginning of the game. Up here, not a whole lot of loot, but there's kind of a nice little shortcut. There's a cache of advanced tech. Up on top of the rooftops here, run around. Notice that Warren probably impaled that man with some rebar. Think nothing of it. Behind here, we do have the Nano absorber implant, so it just became a Mark III implant since we've already collected that. Now down here, we're back in the scavenge warehouse. This door is just going to lead us right back to where we zipped up to get the engine from hell. If you wanted to stop off and get some more Omni cells, definitely a good place to do it. But before we proceed, make sure that you jump across here. It takes a little bit of finagling. And then we get ourselves a large cache of advanced tech. Really, really good for leveling up this late in the game. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back down, use the zipline again, and then that is going to be the back way. That's how we have to proceed. But before we do that, I have one more drone I want to kill, and then we're going to attack the canal back alleys from the reverse. We're going to go up towards the exit to Port Nixon, upside Riverside Street. But let's take care of this drone first. Just pull him this way. We don't want to fight him with all the other enemies. Trust me, there are a lot. Get the block here. Good, good. Get some stamina back. Don't fall off. That just frightened me. All right, let's get a couple more hits and then we'll get the cut. That should kill him. Not quite. But there we go. Beautiful. And we're not going to go forward anymore here. We're going to attack this from another direction, and I'll show you why here in just a little bit. Now, we do have the drop down here to go to Warren's hideout, and he is waiting for us down there, but we don't want to go just yet. We don't want any enemies to reset because we have come already a long way. We could take this to go back towards the canals, but as I said, I want to take it from the back way for a very, very specific reason. There's one specific Ronan that's waiting kind of an ambush for us, and we want to try and take him by surprise if at all possible. Still not resting at the medbay. I'm sitting on 111,000 tech scrap. Yes, that does have me just slightly worried. And let's see, there we go. Get the block. I didn't want to go out there and fight him if I didn't have to. Okay, get the block again. He is actually behaving very, very nicely. These bots are some of the more difficult enemies at this stage in the game, in my opinion. Now you can see we have another bot. We have some more enemies patrolling. Now, if we hadn't killed Brother Truman up at the top of JCPD, he would actually be down here giving a motivational speech to some of these crazy Spark people, but we did kill him, so we don't have to worry about him. I'm gonna go kill the next couple enemies while we listen to the Last Hope audio log.
The nanites have taken over our city. Soon they'll take over the world. It's too late to fight back. Human civilization is crumbling in front of our very eyes. We can only hide now, far away from the machines. Join us, fellow outcasts. The righteous will survive.
So let's see. Let's pull this enemy. Let's go for his left arm, even though it's not going to do anything because he does have a shield. Missed the block there. That's okay. Don't get stuck in that. That slow is actually a lot more dangerous than any of his attacks could ever be. Good cut on his infected arm, as well as some really, really good tungsten. Tell you what, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to mop up using my loot scan. Looks like we haven't been missing anything, but that's good. And let's go for the head here. Why not? So we do have the entrance open to the JCPD, but we're not going to go back there until after Warren has told us to, because there's really no reason to. Get a nice clean kill. Now up there we did collect the implant before the directional block analyzer, but there's also now another nano absorber implant, which for us is just going to become some more Mark III implant material. But we're heading up here. We're going to have one more enemy in between us and the back alleys, or the back entrance to the canal. And let's see. He does have some... Oh, he has his infected right arm. I always appreciate that, because I like to be able to get both the arm and the weapon material, if at all possible. Very, very nice. Good. We're going to be able to upgrade several weapons to Mark VII. Now, we're not going to Port Nixon. Instead, we're just going to go back here, make our way back to the alleyways. And you can see that enemy is waiting for us nice and quietly. His right arm is upgraded or infected, so is his left arm. His head, my goodness, more of him is infected than not. We want his right arm because we want the weapon. Now, let me tell you before I kill him, I have had him bugged more than once. He is supposed to drop a keycard, a canal keycard. If he doesn't, you may need to reload by going back to the medbay or even leaving the area and coming back. On my last practice, I did have to do that 3 times in order to get the keycard to drop. I'm not really sure what the reason is, but just in case it happens to you. Okay, so he's going to come right at me and continue just attacking his arm. There's a good deflection. Should get the cut here rather shortly. Back up. Okay, that ought to get the cut. There it is. Let's hope for the keycard first try. Okay, so we got the infected Athena. That's the weapon that we wanted to get. 281 damage for a single-handed weapon. 18 impact, 100% attack speed, 75% energy gain, 86% stamina consumption, and 40 nano damage. But it does not look like... Nope, we did not get the key card. So I will have to reset this area in order to get it, which I will be doing here shortly. But what I want to do first is clear the rest of these enemies and then I will do it off camera and come back and farm him until I get that key card. So we have these enemies here that are just listening to Matriarch Celeste. We could turn it off by running down there. You could either jump to it, or if you just run down here, you can access the control panel right there. What I want to do instead is let them continue listening, because there's a few more enemies I'd like to deal with first. So this enemy over here, now that loot cache, that's new. That is what you open with the key card that he is supposed to drop. Sadly, because he didn't drop before us, we can't open it just yet, but that is okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go for his right arm here. Nice leaping attack. There is the cut. Notice when I get close enough to open this up, unfortunately it is locked, so we'll have to, as I said, farm for that. Now this enemy right here, hiding behind this crate, this is the next weapon in the Future Shock weapon free DLC. So let's target his right arm, do a couple of shots here, and then let him just come to us. There we are. Perfect. This is going to give us the Golden Harvest. The Golden Harvest, just look at that. I love the look of this weapon. Double duty weapon, 236 damage, 16 impact, 105% attack speed, 60% energy gain, and 145% stamina consumption, developed in the Jupiter mining colonies. I mean, I know I talk about my double duty weapons as if they are God's gift to weapon kind. Frankly, they're not, but they are a whole heck of a lot of fun. Pull this enemy who's just waiting in the shadows here. May not even join us. Maybe we can hit him with a grenade here just to take him out. There we are. This allows us to take care of these 3 enemies if we so desire. And you know, we have some Molotovs. So while they're paying attention to Matriarch Celeste, nice damage there. Good hit. Let's get the kill on him, and then we may need to give ourselves some space here. Look at that. They are so intrigued by what she has to say, completely ignoring. Okay, it looks like we can already get the cut. That strategy worked very, very nicely. Let's mop up using my loot scan. There we are. Nothing new. We can just let Matriarch Celeste continue talking. Nothing we need from her. Now, before I go and farm for that key card, just to show you everything that's changed, very, very minor, but the enemies up here have now been upgraded as well, so you could potentially get some of the Chrysalis gear. In fact, it looks like his left arm is. Already getting the cut on his head. That works for me just fine. We're almost done. Almost done, other than getting that key card. Hopping down here. Nearly done. We do have an enemy waiting. Let's just get a nice drop attack. Focus on his left arm, even though another enemy is about to take me out. Just jump out of the way. And let's see. Let's go for your right arm. Beautiful. There we are. Once again, using the loot scanner just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Looks like we were missing some Omni cells. That's just going to be the way back to the med station. That is all the enemies, and that is about everything that's changed in the corrupted version of Jericho downtown. I know it's kind of been a little whirlwind. In fact, I have to go back down this way. But I wanted to make sure, as I said, that we did this in one episode so you can see everything that's changed. And then the next time we can start making some progress towards the Cathedral of the Spark. We could go underground and we could explore that. My problem is that it simply isn't very effective to go there now because there are some corruption barriers that we can't break through. I would rather go and do that in one fell swoop once we can destroy all those banisters. So I'm just making my way this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Port Nixon exit to respawn all the enemies, including that one Ronan enemy, and I'm going to farm him off camera until I get that key card. One thing that worked for me last time was I kept respawning him and I kept going for his arm. Once I went for his head, that's when it seemed to drop the key card. I don't know if that's 100% or if that's just how it's played out for me, but I'm going to try that in this next time, and I'll be back in just a moment. There it is, perfect. So I went for the head cut, I got the canal key card. Again, I don't know if that's a requirement or not, but this enemy, as you can see, does respawn. So this is how you can get the Ronan set nice and early on. I'm not going to worry about any other enemies except this one who may make it a little bit difficult to get this. And just totally miss that drop attack. Uh-oh, this is getting a little bit hairy. We just need to get the kill here so we can open this up. Now inside here it says it's just implant circuitry. This is just the kinetoplasmic implant. If you didn't pick this up in the underground or buy it from Dr. Sorensen, that's where you're going to pick it up, but it just becomes Mark IV circuitry for me. And now we're hightailing it out of here. We need to head back to Cloud 9 so we can turn in the quest with Dr. Klein, and that is where we're going to wrap up for the day.
Lethal force override.
Eternal life is upon us!
There are probably some cleaner ways of doing this. I am now realizing that there was a much shorter way that I could have gone, which did include this shortcut, as well as the zip line that Warren used at the beginning, just outside of JCPD. Well, you live and you learn. And the only thing that we need to do is to talk to Officer Klein, let her know that we rescued that couple that was trapped by Delver Gamma, and maybe confront her about how she just sort of abandoned them.
Did you make any progress with finding those two? You did? Then they're alive? Oh, thank heavens! Oh, phew. That's a massive weight off my shoulders. Nothing good about it, sadly. Bye.
And simply for telling her that we rescued them, we get the SNR Falcon. So this is a returning weapon from the Walk in the Park DLC from the first Surge. This is now considered a hammer type weapon. Damage of 277, 18 impact, 112% attack speed, 35% energy gain, and 90% stamina consumption. You can see already at Mark 6, but 277 damage. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. But even though the quest is finished, we're not done with Officer Klein just yet.
Did you make any progress with finding those two?
Okay, granted, that seems to be a little bit bugged because clearly we've already told her that we found them. But if we tell her that we know her dirty little secret...
What? I would never! My word is my bond! What? How did you know? Oh, you won't tell anyone, will you? Oh, I understand. Then take this. It's the most valuable thing I own. And keep your mouth shut.
So by telling her that our lips are sealed for a price, we get a new spear. This is the SNR Kingfisher, once again returning from a walk in the park. The Search and Rescue Kingfisher deals 270 damage, 10% impact, 110% attack speed, 15% energy gain, and 80% stamina consumption. And I really do like the look of this weapon because more than just about any other, this one just looks realistic. And I appreciate that. We also got some tech scrap for completing that quest, but that is going to do it for this episode of Everything Possible in the Surge 2. Next time, we're going to have to start making our way towards the Cathedral of the Spark, and honestly, we are starting to near the game's conclusion. We'll have to track down Kyle Baxter, aka Iron Mouse, but that will wait until next time. But I hope you learned something, and if you did, please leave me a comment below and let me know what you learned, and if I missed something, or if you have your own strategies for how to complete the corrupted version of Jericho Downtown, let me know that as well down in the comments so we can all keep learning. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.